laughter is immediately followed by sarcastic comments and nasty responses.
Yep, we're finally where we belong.
And don't think we don't know how to weed them out.
Put a chick in it, make her gay. Put a chick in it, make her name it gay.
All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
That's all, brother. I had it.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part, too.
It's very good. Well, if you can't get out of it, get into it.
Welcome to Inside the Badger Den with the Angry Badger and Mr.Techrat. I hear him. He's back.
That was a rapid clap.
Welcome everyone to 25 episodes. A lot of milestones happened tonight. Forget the other surreal shit. The mere fact that you and I have consistently shown up to a job for 25 Fridays in a row is staggering. Guess you have to care about something before you really put the effort into it, right?
Sure, it's easy when the people you work with are not that bad and your boss isn't a dick.
Shut up. I'm a dick most of the time, but not all of the time. We use that term boss loosely. That's a patriarch term, I think. That's surely on a blacklist that I can't say blacklist anymore. It's a list somewhere. Names.
Right?
What's going on, Techrat? How are you? Wave to the people.
I've had a really good week hanging out with my kids now that summer has started, if you will. And we've been playing Lorcana, the Disney trading card game. That's been fun.
You're gonna try to summon Graphlweb. I mean, I know it's Disney Plus, but still,
it's different. But yeah, it's helping them out. I've got a joke. You ready? I worked this up earlier.
I don't know if I'll be laughing or not, but I do love jokes.
I was fine this week until today, when at some point Lactose turned out to be a better assassin than May and the Acolyte.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Oh.
No, daddy, zaddy, none of that shit. None of that shit. Although it would be easier, we would definitely get ESG bonuses, probably get whatever we want. All that privilege would just multiply.
In some circle, I'm sure we've been shipped already.
In many a circle. Well, someone shipped somewhere. A lot of big things happened this week. The Acolyte came out, pissed everyone off, which is great because it's just the beginning. I got to get that Count Dooku if we rat. Sure. This is just the beginning because it is. Nothing's bad has actually really happened yet. And I've wagered that the Acolyte is no more offensive than Boba Fett or Kenobi or Ahsoka. It's bad. But it was all bad. The real cancer is going to come in that third episode. So
I can't wait because that then also is what you're going to talk about on Open Bar.
Assuming that I am not bumped for a higher sub homie, then yes, I will be on that episode and Chris Gore will be on that episode. So, hey, milestone of getting to stream with Chris Gore. So, yes, let us hope no one calls in any favors because I will definitely get passed over. But that's all right. That's all right. It is a miracle he lets me on there at all. It just means then I definitely wouldn't be on the one after because that's going to be the 100th episode of Open Bar. And even I would be like, bro, you should probably have on Gary and all the top
heavy hitters.
And then I'd show up on 101. Whatever. I'll get on there eventually. Either way, yeah. Let's hope it he stays true and I show up next week because goddamn, immaculate conception and not in the fun chosen one way.
And if I didn't know Chris Gore was going to be on, you might want to write some questions. But do you want to start with your fun video you've got?
You act like I haven't thought and imagined in the mirror what I would talk to Chris Gore
shouting
about.
At Chris Gore in the mirror.
Nerd Wars was like, what's your ideal Star Wars panel? And immediately I'm like, Ryan Kennel, Chris Gore. Trust me, I already know what I would talk to them about. Shout out to Lod. We were all just over with Jeremy on Cobra Cast. So shout out. 5 gifted Angry Badger memberships. Thank you, Lod. Keeping the channel. You and ABF keeping the channel alive. A lot of people are at the Dallas meetup. Yet another meetup. FOMO is engaged, but not in full effect because in a way, I was on Friday Night Tights for the first time. My name was spoken by my idols' heroes. Yeah. It was a goal. It was a life goal.
Twice.
Yeah.
Once on Nerdrotic Live, right? And then again.
Yeah. Shout out. Yes. And I mean, it's not like I would hold on. I think I got it. I don't remember if I put it. It's not like I'd be so vain as to have you clip what he said. We'll find it eventually. We actually got Gary's original.
Yes.
That's not Gary. I'm just we have that one too. Did I not upload it? Oh well, I have to check later. Yeah, we got him saying my name. So yes, it was great. I was on F&T. We're gonna watch it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, shout out to 1-800-Danky who did the animation of. I remember watching this originally. Like Gary came up with a concept, just riffing, and then I think Danky did like a rough animation of it, and then Az did the voiceover of both Harley and Joker. And I remember while watching it. Just to say, because this is whatever manifesting. I remember watching it, going, "Huh, I'd like to do that voice of Joker for that. That would be so cool one day." Cut to me getting a message from Danky saying, "Hey, I hear you do a Joker voice. I'm doing an animation of the Killing Woke again, and Krista's gonna play Harley. Do you want to play the Joker?" And I've never replied yes so fucking quickly in my life because shout out,
"Hello, Batman. I'm non-binary now."
It's been something I like to do sometimes when I'm messing around, but this was a chance to do it like seriously. And well, let's all just watch it because here it is on Friday Night Tights. Shout out! I never thought this would happen.
All right, so this has been animated before, but this is a brand new animation from 1-800-Danky. The Killing Woke, which is a little thing I came up with.
You hear this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I have to make sure I don't boomer it.
No, you're good.
Do you get it?
This is fantastic, though. So this is Angry Badger.
Jeremy
does the voice for the Joker, and Krista Nova does the voice of Harley, and it's fantastic. Danky is crushing it, by the way.
Good, yes.
And Danky gonna have him.
And yes, I'll say before we do this, Danky's animation has just leaps and bounds. This was while watching it, I was like, oh, I could watch this. Is just like if he was doing a series of little cartoons. And Krista, because we recorded this separately, and I will point out I did this in one go. I thought he was going to give me multiple takes, and I sent him just a tester, and he was like, "No, that's good." I was like, "Oh shit!" Words. Shout out Leon. Can't stick around because I'm editing, but I got to support my boys. Shout out Badger, Badger's bastards. Except you, Mama Badger. You can call her bastard too. She's a fighter too. You're perfect. Yeah, no, she is perfect in all.
The Inglorious Badger's bastards.
Glorious bastards. I'm fine with that. It's part of the Legion. It's a subgroup. My mom is part of the subgroup too. She can hang. She can hang with the boys. Never go full Gary. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, one take Willie. The only thing in full transparency is when he said he was cleaning up the dialogue, I basically had to say Harley like 7 Harley, like 7 different ways. But other than that, it was one go. So part of it I would have redone, but it's fine. You work with what you get. But yeah, it'd be great to do this sometime, like in a StreamYards live with Krista, like in an actual recording session, and do like a little couple minute. I promise it takes forever. So all right, let's go.
I've been talking to him about some G&G stuff. So Danky's awesome.
Oh, did you?
Hey, Puddin', why can't we just kill Betsy? I mean, why all these elaborate schemes all the time?
My dear, we've discussed this.
But, boss, just one swing and bam! No more bat brain.
Harley, you just don't get it. The Batman isn't just someone to kill. He's the rhythm to my chaos, the melody to my madness.
But wouldn't it just be easy?
I was laughing that he animated the little giggle that I just Danky is a pup. He's a very good man.
Without him, boss?
Easier, yes. But without him, life would be boring. And without you.
Oh, classic, Mr. J.
Wait for the punchline. Well, that was fun. Who's the Chinese?
I told a little story.
Did you just
on
meet
Real
up with the guy
BBC
from Order
this week.
66 Burgers or what?
So at first I thought Az was talking shit. I didn't get what he said, and it took me several listens through that he's doing a callback joke to when they were talking about the fat Jedi in Acolyte, and that the nickname for him is he ordered 66 burgers.
Gotcha.
So when I as Joker said who's for Chinese, he made the joke that I did not catch that. I was like, what the fuck?
Loved it.
I
was reading the chat at the same time.
I guess they got it. No, and so the fun joke of that is because that was an ad lib, even if I didn't make it up. So that wasn't in Danky's script, but I said it because the times I've seen, and shout out to Mark Hamill before he went insane. He throws that in. It's just like a little tag, and so I did it. I didn't think Danky would keep it in, and he did, and so yeah, that's why I did that. But shout out to. Thank you, Idaho Mike. Let's say shout out to Danky. Thank you. I'll voice anything you want anytime. And shout out to Krista. I love the way she says schemes. The way I don't know if he told her to do that, but
I mean,
excellent.
Technically, semantics, right? You were on FNT.
I said it. No. Full, it counts. Doesn't matter. Got laid. Had sex. Yeah. No, I was on. Yeah. Right. I'll. Thank you. I hope. And yeah. Shout out to everyone. And yeah, that was a thing. Daxnard, the sheep. Yeah, as I was saying, she did a couple. It was really good. I didn't know what her take on it was going to be, and it was beautiful. As well as I do, the Mark has been a guy. I wish. I think maybe Mark should go back. He was way funner than. He was always nice. I used to watch like the conventions when he would talk. Just goes to show you that TDS is now, by the way, you find out about his kid and his what he wanted to do with his granddaughter and all. That's a whole nother thing. But like, he definitely went batshit with TDS, and I guess there's just no coming back for some people. But here, let me get rid of this. And we have to start the actual show where we talk about the videos through the week. Yes, let us go. Welcome. Yeah, if you don't know, if you came just because of the Joker, shout out. We normally talk about, and we'll talk the Acolyte for sure. We can talk more about the Joker, all of that. But first, the actual point of the show and the concept
about the Acolyte. Okay.
Is this Techrat saying, hey, we should have a show that talks about the videos that you did throughout the week, and just a big recap of all the fuckery. Oh, look at that. I
just wanted to be on YouTube without doing any work.
Yeah. So fuckery happens. Thank you, Westward. Definitely counts. All right. Well, if we're in agreement, reality is setting in. Part of that reality to start the week, starting last Saturday, was despite all the negative reaction that Sony has gotten when they tried to pull it with Helldivers, which we did win on that, even though people that got the game unlisted still haven't gotten it back. So Pyrrhic victory, whatever the hell you want to call it. Yeah, I've heard it both ways. Sad, stupid. They also wanted Ghost of Tsushima. It requires linking for the multiplayer, but at least they give you an outfit. But yeah, that game got review bombed. Unfortunately, carryover. But yeah, they should probably stop doing that. We know why they're doing that, of course, is because they want to pad their numbers. Because it all counts as growth. So even though they're losing money, they can say, "Oh, look,
it counts as a growth."
By the way, this is not for nothing, but did you see that they're doing the Halo remake and that it's going to be on PlayStation?
Ooh. Mm-hmm. Will you have to have a Microsoft account to link to it?
You know what's funny? I don't know. And wouldn't that be even fucking funnier if they didn't require any? By the way, I don't know if they think we're going to be upset at this. I am more than happy that people on PlayStation will finally get to see the godliness that is at least the first 3 Halos and Reach are pretty god tier fucking gaming. So good for them. I'm not even mad at it.
What level bigots we are or people think we are.
Yeah.
I've always said, why can't we just, and of course PC is always the answer, right? But like, why can't we have one system, man? Well, because money. Yeah,
that
I get
fascist.
It.
That sounds communist shit.
Okay, but cross-play?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Cross-play for everything.
Eventually, we do have one system. It's called a computer. That's basically
what I said.
So yeah. No, you're right.
Here we are.
We because labels and commercialism. That's
I'm
why.
already thinking about upgrades. Stop it.
So because we're bigots and all that, this is their game, and that's fine. Basically, everyone has pronouns. Everyone is DEI'd up. So good. We told them to go make their own game. We did. Never said we wouldn't make fun of it, but we did say go ahead and make the game for you. And that's what Concord is.
I don't know if you're gonna get to it, but somebody did make the comment and say that this character was literally a tank, and I've been laughing every time I see it. Now I think of that.
No, but you got to it just now. No, that's funny. Yeah, definitely a toppy. She her though. She her anchor. That's hilarious. Yeah. So, but that's good. Make your games. Go ahead. Won't play it. No one's playing 5 versus 5 anymore, are they?
I'm not sure. Is that a game? I thought that was just a match type.
I no, it's the multiplayer shooter conquer. It gets ranked over the coals for its it's the whole game. This one right here is a 5 versus 5. Like that's the basic shit. And I'm sure most of them just talk about wasted games when we talk about, first of all, how many times have we done stories? Might get to a couple of them this week about the gaming industry firing people
because things
layoffs.
For some reason didn't work out.
Oh, their games are super expensive. They're slow to course correct. By the time they come out, they have a bunch of outdated shit. Nonetheless, they're spending money on leadership camps because that works out so well. The leadership camp in and of itself maybe would have been all right, but it's the fact that it's only women and non-binary. So I guess it could be, man. You just say you're nothing. You say you're nothing. Are you applying for this? No leadership? You get some affirmations?
No, I get all the affirmation I need from my dog and my kids. I'm good.
That sounds good. No, well, if you don't have those, which I'm assuming most of these people don't.
Well, that's why we have chat.
Games division. Well, aside from that, launched a women and non-binary leadership program to upend the gaming industry's male-dominated characterization.
Ooh.
Because that's, I want you to understand, of all the problems with the gaming industry, it's the male-dominated characterization that is key amongst it, not the predatory gaming practices or the shitty unreleased. Yeah.
Bad story writing, don't care about characters.
Not so secret gay agenda that's in everything, transing the pussification of the American male, which George Carlin was doing bits about. I've tried to find them in high quality. Been doing it for years, but now it's an overdrive.
I keep telling you, send me a list. Send me a text list and I'll go hunt down what you want.
It's hard. It's hard. I hunted, Rob. Speaking of someone who's based, and this actually got a lot of traction. It was one of those like, oh, the algorithm all of a sudden picked it up. Richard Dreyfuss is based AF. We haven't lost him. He's one of the few people still going around preaching about civic virtue and understanding where we come from, understanding the importance of patriotism and the country and not transing your 10-year-old, simple
Real
things
quick,
like that.
Just before we run down this one again, to end on the last one, I did have a note.
Oh, by all means, note away.
Disney is also doing some goofy shit, if you will. They have started a creator summit, let's see. I'm sorry. The story says Creator Summit forges a relationship between Black influencers and Disney at an exclusive 2-day summit featuring workshops and forthcoming content.
Did they take them to consult on Tiana's Bayou adventure?
No, ain't nobody care about that.
Yeah,
It's
no.
done.
Well, it would have been
Okay, so Dreyfuss said some shit that people didn't like. Imagine that.
Yeah, no, he said a bunch of base shit that most people, when the story actually came out, did actually. Is it? Yeah, well, of course it made. What about Bob made our outro with. I don't want to summon him just yet. You are talking about Disney, but yeah, with GraphLib and everything. Yeah, no. What about Bob? Definitely one of his best movies. Obviously, Jaws. Yeah, you would think, especially with some of his characters, that he would not be of sane mind. But he is. Anyway, speaking of wasting money, this is one we covered on Nerd Wars, but because he hammered through it so quickly, I didn't realize it. Oops. Did you know that the U.S. government funds video games in Ukraine?
I don't know anything.
Yeah. Tell him to go suck a lemon. Johnny, the doctor needs to know where the bullet is. What do we tell him? Tell him to go suck a lemon. Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. And their excuse is that they're funding these games to help the Ukrainians with media literacy, because that is important, to therefore detect Russian propaganda being disseminated to them. And yes, that is in fact what our tax dollars are paying for. Laud, Mr.Techrat, Badger showed us the cool 3D lightsaber you made. What is your next project? Grats on all your progress lately, Badger. You've earned it. Thank you, brother. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, what is your next project? Finishing one of the 70,000 you fucking started? That would be great.
To answer that question, technically, it's an Xbox controller stand for my daughter in a filament color that she picked out.
Can you make another one in black? Does it come in black?
It does. It does. But this one's a cool, like, purple marble kind of color. So I'm just sort of finishing some of that stuff. It is technically my first video that I'm putting together that I don't think will look like complete ass.
Yeah. By the way, I mean, have you seen this account? Because it's one of my favorites. Shout out, I give a rat's.
Okay.
I pulled it up. Was not sure if this was you or not on a parody account.
My main man.
Shout out.
I don't have that kind of time in my life,
bro. That's what I'm saying. So I was like, is this rat? Either way, this because it's a big rat killer. There's a whole rat community out there.
I'm here.
I love this thumbname though. I love.
I'm
this
here for it.
thumbnail.
Have you zoomed in on it? Because I did.
Yeah, it's a rat's butthole.
There's cock and balls.
it's cock and balls. It's all the thing. But yeah, shout out. Look, the gooch is known. The gooch is known. Look, even my mom says, hi, gooch. She didn't sound like that. Yeah, sorry, I didn't hit that. Where is he? Yeah. Shout out. You can see me every Tuesday. Every Tuesday talking about X-Men 97 and hopefully with Bo DeMeo every time. Maybe he'll just become a regular. Maybe he'll just become a for fuck's sake, uninstall Windows Plus 10 Plus. Yeah, fuck. I can't.
Get your Linux out of here.
Yo, I like this shout out. Aren't you supposed to say on your left? What's wrong with you? God damn it. I keep missing. Rat communities are really tight, I hear. Giggity. Sometimes they get stuck together and have like a rat king. Isn't that what they call it when you the mess of rats in New York?
You know who don't miss?
Hey everyone. Balls.
ABF.
Balls. ABF.
See if that works.
Oh, you were going to try and summon him? Yeah, you could summon him with the ABF energy in the moat. If everyone does the ABF emote, he will probably show. Actually, that's what I say. Everyone is at, a lot of people are at the Dallas meetup. So, like Hayden Wayne's, and I think ABF is there too. So, if people don't show up, that's where they are. There you go. I don't know if it's full, but if you want to hear us talk about it, for sure, he's got it every Tuesday. All right, we got to power through.
All right, let's go.
That's what Jeremy's always yelling. Power through, Beardo.
Yeah.
You want this one? I got a cough.
Am I your Beardo? Oh, this pisses me off. I don't care if you call me homophobic and all those things. This pisses me off.
Aren't you immune to
it's
that?
Not necessarily.
Why?
It's not necessarily the trans. No. It's not the transgender part. I know there was going to be some shit. It's the overall. Look what we did.
Yeah. Look what you did, you little jerk. Yeah. So it would have been funny, like Spinelli, I would have understood if you made her a lesbian, even though she was just a tomboy. Fun if they made her come out of her tomboy phase or even acknowledge that it existed instead of calling her non-binary. And then, of course, she gets with Vince, the black kid that was into sports. Stereotype. And then TJ, of course, becomes a broken piece of shit that grows up to become disillusioned. Even though I did read in the Bible, the series Bible, it said he would learn to like be young again or whatever. But yeah, Gus was going to be a trans, was going to come out as a female in the military. Yeah. Stay missing it. I'm going to stay missing it too. Cause I watched it for all 6 years of its fucking existence. It was like 13 into like the late. Yeah. All the times when it would have mattered, and I have fond memories of it. I would prefer, and that recess lady, I can't think of her name, reminded me of the recess lady, Mrs. Sweeney in my school. Oh, I talked to myself. If you can find Mrs. Sweeney, and
oh shit,
I remember she yelled at me. Not yelled at me, but like did this because I watched The Simpsons back when it was good, and I was like in 6th grade or whatever. She thought like it was naughty that because it was subversive. I know. It just goes to show you.
Now it's just trash.
They made a movie.
There was, yeah.
Well, I should pretend like Erwin and like force someone to super chat me to watch something I should have fucking watched a long time ago.
I'll come over and we'll watch it on.
I'm down. We'll go you want to talk our next gay day? We'll go Pride Month, bigots. We'll go McFarlane hunting and we'll watch the Recess movie. That'll be a lovely gay day. speaking of gay day and calling each other all the worst gamer words, and I'm not, because it's one of these things that I get it, but you're also pussies, and come on, what are we doing here? Basically, it's the whole thing is about party chat and the fact that if you get called gamer words and all the things that you get called, and I do miss the party chat days of Halo and Call of Duty, you're going to get outright hardware banned and not be able to play. And it's one of those things, it's like, yes, we've always say, just mute. Then just mute that person. Not you don't mute. No. Mute the person saying the shit that you don't want to hear. And that, of course, is somehow a victory capitulation of bullying's not okay. But it's like, bro, iron sharpens iron.
But in that sense, the one thing I hate more than listening to someone say gamer words, I want to say some of them out loud because I want to say them too. I fucking hate hearing. It's like when you say, you said the N word.
You made me think of the word anyway. So by the way, I would be saying it if YouTube let me, because it's a stupid semantical version. You're already
so much.
You're already thinking it. Everybody, so you might as well say it. No, well, it depends, because it might actually fuck up the careful.
AI, stop listening.
Careful, bigot. Yeah, it does.
Easy,
unfortunately,
bigot.
It's, you know what's funny? We can swear all we want because I looked up the actual. You can't find the rules, but you can sort of find the rules. If we're, and even us claiming it because we're Puerto Rican and saying that we have like Afro-Caribbean in us, we can't say the N-word. We can't say some of the, but we can swear all we want. But Atreus could come on here and say all the N-words, all the Nutellas and naysayers he wants. Yeah, it's a license.
Okay,
it's a license.
Here's what pisses me off about the mute situation.
What grinds your gears about the mute situation?
It's not the people talking shit in the gamer words. It's the assholes who think they're DJs with their shitty speakers playing over a shittier microphone.
That's the most of it. And the kids screaming. And yes.
You shut the hell up. Take out the trash.
Yes.
Just get back in your cell.
Get back. Yeah. Yeah. No.
That's
all
who
of
you
that
mute.
shit. No, that is. And you know what? Playing Helldivers, even though I haven't played it in a while because it feels weird now after that whole event.
I think I played it like 2 or 3 times.
No, I haven't played it in months. God, look at you. Always late to the party. Yeah.
I'm going to go hang out with whoever the hell the new rat was.
I will totally grift people super chatting me to play with you.
Somebody go
no
play
one wants
with me.
to play with me. The point is, there's some dummies with their mic open and don't realize that their mic is on. You know what I do?
Oh, remember the Connect?
Yes.
They didn't know it had a microphone?
I mute them. Oh, yeah, that was embarrassing. There's a couple of things that were embarrassing back then. But you know what's embarrassing now and not at all surprising? And I think, Great Dead Pulio's not here, thank God, because this would, it hurts him every time we talk about it.
But it could be good, right?
Look, and by the way, I want to point out and shout out to That Park Place. This is a little bit of a clickbaity, because this is one of the possible options that could happen, even though it's a highly likely option. Badger, the name of Miss Finster, and then her little fucking
toady,
sniveling little worm, that little narc, who would always be saying everything.
He was only upset because he couldn't hang out with them and hook up with Spinelli.
Yeah, well, that's most criticism is the tragic result of unmet needs. Here we go. This is deep. I've heard Rogan say it enough, but it's true. In fact, most of the time when I think criticizing thoughts, I have to go, is that a real criticism, or are you just upset that it's not you? And most of the time, because I'm human, it's that one. And that's when you have to slap that ego back down to remember that you are an illuminous being of the simulation, or God, whichever.
Yeah.
So there were 3 I almost said it, but Randall, thank you. Yeah. That motherfucker he was even.
And John came in with it too.
Okay. Yes. I've had a black man tell me he loves the way the N-word flows out of me. Shout out.
You say arigato.
Shout out to D. God, I miss that, brother. I don't know where he's going. Someone I used to work with. Shout out. Oh, if he could see me now. Maybe one day he'll just show up in the chat.
He's with David somewhere.
He'd be like, "What's up?" This is not my name, by the way, but this might be like with Az, where everyone thinks that Terrence is his real name. So he would always call me Bruce, because I know Erwin likes to wear a mask, but if you can't tell, I'm the actual Batman fan, and so he would always call me Bruce, like Bruce Wayne. So shout out to Demetrius. Don't worry though, I replaced my N-word pass with several of them over. So okay, Henry and his Warhammer show. There were 3 options once it was announced. And yes, I do actually believe that, much like Charmin Obey Chinoy, Henry announced that Warhammer. I might too soon. He might jump the gun for reasons. The 3 opportunities: either they'll have a project they'll go ahead with, either they'll shelve the whole thing, or they will extend the deadline to try and get a decent product going. The reason, in other words, nothing is finalized yet. The reason I don't think they're going to extend this deadline, and we can get rid of this. The reason I don't think they're going to extend it is because Henry's going to do the Highlander movie with Chad Stahelski. Like, he's been doing it for a while, but it's about to actually start filming, like, soon. So that's why every time they were talking about him being this I was going to say Kevin Feige, but hopefully a good version, like this executive producer mastermind that's had this Warhammer series in his head since he was a kid. Bro, how are you going to do that while you're on a movie set for 12, 14 hours a day and, not eating?
Damn it.
For $100, I'll say it. I think I could get one with the...
I'm gonna be honest. That was just me testing to see if you're paying attention to chat.
You know what's funny? I wasn't, because I was concentrating on what I was saying, but I said it on Leon's channel with a black man present. Now I said it. Well, I didn't say hard R.
I think
though.
if you pick up a book, if you pick up a book
A.
and you read it in that book, right, it should count.
No, I think you can
get off my porch.
I think you can get one because Jeremy said flag ninja, but he didn't say ninja. So I think you can get away with it. The thing is,
Niger.
He was so caught up with whether or not he could. He didn't stop to think of whether he should. So I don't think they're going to go forward with this project. I think they fucked up. They played their hand too soon. Woke workshop or whatever they call them. They did their female custodies play to try and get him to, what are you going to do now, Henry? You can't use lores. And so now they've just shot themselves in the foot. But
right.
This,
so once
to me,
he leaves, they'll accidentally reboot it.
Well, that either or, I don't know. I mean, you shout out to the Unbreaded, because yes, I used to watch that too when Ricator would read the college professor's manifesto, and a high usage of many unbreaded words were used back then. Speaking of unbreaded, Halo, I love that Park Place always says disordered. They went for gay pride, but then they're one of the few people that did, and then they turned off the comments. As you do.
Yeah,
as you do.
Powerful shit.
But you're not a rigger. You don't know the rigger life or the struggle. I know the struggle.
Hey, you don't know where the hell we were raised at.
That is true. Let's just say, because it was a colloquial term, right? No, it's the past. Who gives a shit if we know where we were? Like the place, our apartments where we grew up, much of the time was called the Ville.
It was a ghetto spot, but it was.
Let's just say if DEI checkboxes were a thing, would be the reverse. There was only we were the minority. Oh shit. And I believe the rat for sure was assaulted once or twice.
I was gonna say, when you've had your first jump, when you've had your first kiss and your first bike stolen, you was in the hood.
It was in the hood. Oh, shout out. But I will credit that place for giving me some amazing life
skills,
situational awareness.
Because you thought you were gonna get punched in the temple and almost died.
It saved my life a lot. Of like just street awareness, street smarts. I would fucking take street smarts. Well, hardcore book smarts or hardcore street smarts. I think I'd take street smarts. Because book smarts are great until you're fucking you're stuck in the fucking ghetto in the hood.
Yeah,
then you fucking
as long as you can read.
You ain't talking your way out of that. All right. Speaking of things that you're not talking your way out of, Abubakar.
I laugh my
bro.
ass off.
The fact that I did not realize that this is father from Raised by Wolves. He's one of the androids.
Yeah.
I liked his character. He's Bayek of Siwa. So brother assassin. This is one of those you fucked up. You tried, and the attention was there. We keep telling them don't take beloved properties and corrupt them. Make your own shit. And he did make his own shit. The problem is that he involves Sweet Baby, and I think he might actually have ties to Sweet Baby Inc. I forget it all. They all start to bleed together. Either way. It did not go well. And now he's discounting it and basically blaming. He's like, what do you want us to do? And it's like, well, sorry. Sweet Baby Inc. is the cancer. Likes, dislikes need to be visible, and comments can't be turned off or hidden
Yeah.
unless they break rules. Yeah, well, and I don't know if you heard, but apparently likes are going away on Twitter.
Yeah.
Which is
But
fucking retarded.
you can also post like pornography now, so that's kind of a win. I mean, you already could.
Yeah, if you got, by the way, those few that have both street and book, what's up?
Yeah.
Congratulations, you've got the key. You got the key. Those are the ones they can slide. They're like the day walkers. You can go in any group, and congratulations. That's what you want.
Bit of a day walker myself.
A bit of a day walker myself. All right. And then every time I see this, I can't help but think of it. I see pride. I see power. I see a badass who would probably be a emasculated gay black man who don't take no shit from any white patriarchy. No, shout out to Cool Runnings. It's a good if you know what the Malik Yoba. Love that. The actual speech. Activision's power and pride bullshit got leaked. Basically, they're double down. It's almost the same verbatim thing that we saw come from Ubisoft. An internal virtue signal? An internal virtue signal? I don't know.
Came from within the house.
Yeah, by the way, don't take that as 100% facts, which is the last time I saw from someone posting that was like one of those in the know accounts. They said that it's like, or they're going to workshop it. It's a fucking horrible idea. So I hope it's fake because yeah, it's dumb with the YouTube thing. And I mean, I have the dislike plugin that lets you see it, but what much like life finds a way, if you take away the likes, we'll find a way to ratio it. There'll be another signifier that people don't like, whatever it is, the shit it's probably going to be like Biden pooping his pants. No, he didn't. And then we'll find a way to fucking make it look positive. He was looking for a chair to sit down. Jamaica got a bop. Shout out. As I'm saying, man. Sanka. Nah, Sanka. Kiss the egg, man. I was going to say Sanka because of the fucking coffee. Instant coffee. Sanka. Yeah, Kiss the Egg, man. Such a good movie. Yeah. What if that movie, if Cool Runnings came out right now, we would be talking shit on it and say, look at this fucking virtue signal. They find the one example of a black bobsled team and hit right. But it came out with good intentions through natural progress, and you earned progress.
Yeah.
And we all fucking love it. It's a beloved movie from all of us. Didn't no one say shit about, oh, I'm a white, so I can't fucking feel or identify with the characters and the dude with the father issues. It's like, oh, the revisionist history. We had it. We were this close to greatness. Anyway, yeah, go watch Cool Running. Another movie that Erwin
probably not
hasn't seen. My butt's been wiped. We need to get that clip too. I know. I'll make a list. I'll make a list. Yeah, one of John Candy's best movies because like it's got him, but he doesn't make an ass of himself. Like it's an actual acting role. Like not that he is like the butt of jokes all the time, but I don't know. It's just like they say it's a comedy, but I think it's more like a real thing that like, you know, in spirit. I don't know if I think there is, but it's not nearly the real event, probably that entertaining. Although the commentary was probably a little bit more colorful. Yeah, 'twas a better time. 'Twas a better time. Silent Hill was a better time. Be great to have a remake.
Oh my god. Dude, me and my aunt, we used to get down. We'd sit in the dark and play on PlayStation and get scared the shit out of us, but this is terrifying.
Stumbling around out there in the dark. Yeah, I heard it. It is terrifying, but it's like, yeah, okay. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did. Konami confirms Bloober, which again I say is a horrible fucking name. Silent Hill 2 remake design for the modern audience. Now, also, I want to be in the interest because Erwin has trained me good. We have to be correct about this. A lot of this article, when it's talking about the modern audience, is talking about gameplay and shit like that. But as we can see from what they did to the nurses and manned them up, basically trans them up, and as they do, and the female characters. We talk about this in one of the recent articles that we'll get to, but there's a reason they do that, and it's not beauty standards. I really did believe that for a while, that it was the whole unrealistic beauty standards. But no. There is a more sinister one, and on a completely related note, who thought it was a good idea? I don't know. My video did horrible on this, and I saw in my group chat of certain people that I'll never leak anything from. That's like the worst sin you can do. Everyone's video got like suppressed in the algorithm. And I know, I roll my eyes too when people say algorithm channel suppression.
My channel's under attack.
I saw enough creators who do solid numbers and their videos did shite about this topic. And it's like, well, yeah, of course. We're pointing out a very real thing that the last mass boom booms have all had a certain ideology, and it's not Christian and it's not white men. I don't know what that means, but yes. Yeah, so they gave away the free trans pride bullets skins.
It's not just the gun for me skin, it's the bullets.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand why
YouTube
whatever.
had unsubbed Erwin from me.
Wow.
From me. It's not like he didn't do it himself
He took
for his
you
algorithm.
from me.
Took that from me. Killed that in me. All right. Shout out for the danky John Wick video. You know what? Maybe no one's paid me the $100 to say the hard R, so I don't think so. Now I'm telling you, I think I could get away with one, even though I shouldn't. No, by the way, I see this all the time. Sometimes when like one goes down, I was like, wow, did someone really get upset? Or did YouTube just unsub them? And I think YouTube just unsubs sometimes. I don't know. I think it happened to my mom too. Sometimes my dad complains about it too. People just unsubbing from like unsubbing his shit. This was
you're
gonna
say complaining about your mom.
No. He's done doing that. He knows better. Yeah. What's there to complain about? She's a goddamn angel. No, this is the height of obtuseness and like, we do live in different realities that you didn't think this one through because let it leak, whatever. Either way, there's a couple of them. So which ones? Good. This is fucking talk. I know we joke about Gary radicalizing me, but talk about radicalizing. Oh, here. Why don't you just let him mod the map to the next school? Anyway, it's laying game. Gay and lame. Jesus, lay. Gay. Yeah, there you go. Lay and game. Leslie Headland, former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein, confirms the Acolyte is the gayest Star Wars. Claims that R2-D2 is a lesbian. I'm not going to play the video where she does the shit.
I'm doing it.
I hate it. Get the clip. Yeah, you can get the clip for that one. It's the weird. Is the gayest? Is it the gayest?
No, a drinker. His video doing the mimic like slow echo lap. It's so good.
She knew what she was doing. They all knew what they were doing. It's part of it's enough. We already are gonna have to hear it enough. They know what they are doing every step of the way. And as we find out later on in the week, they literally do every single little playbook that they've ever done in one go. They use every attack, mortars, tear gas, everything. No, I'm gonna have to read that. This is a little light reading before bedtime, right, Governor? All right. Dead by Daylight developer behavior interactive announces. Shockingly, more people will be gone in the video game industry. I know. And there was someone did a whole thing of cope about why it's no big deal. It's fine. I'm sure. Crunch this. Okay. All right. We'll just chalk that up. We're dead anyway on video games. No one's like across the board.
I'm over here looking at Steam on the other side of my screen.
Yeah, that catalog is I'm talking about new, current day, and upcoming. It's
Hogwarts is half off if you haven't played it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Harry Potter fan,
$30.
But it's definitely on DEI detected. Shout out to Trans Bartender, which it's funny. It's like, it's done well. That being said, I don't think we need that in the whatever the fuck it was, late 1800s wizard game. I know the wizard world. I know the wizard world is a lot more progressive than we are even then, but still. Yeah. Shout out to Dave Chappelle here. This is we're going to be talking about May rather. We'll talk about the Acolyte and all your gripes with it. we're almost done. We're almost at the hour mark. We're almost done with this, and then we're gonna go into full Acolyte. And I can't wait. But yeah, it got destroyed by basically everyone. And the funny part, like I said, is this is just the first 2 episodes. The real offense has not happened yet.
Yeah, you've seen nothing.
You
Hold my
have not
blue
seen
milk.
what I have seen. For those who love computer games, City of Heroes Homecoming, not intentionally advertising for you. You fucking can intentionally advertise for them. But since you mentioned gaming, Google it. Yeah, I used to play The Matrix Online. And so I was always succumbed to that. But the other game at the time that was super popular and I wish I had played was City of Heroes. And I don't even think I don't know if my computer would have played it. Probably. Either way, if it's coming back out, yeah, because I know people had private code servers. Yeah, they've had private code servers. 19-year-old Badger. To go back in time, Wonder what I could do with current day knowledge, current day Badger knowledge in 2004. I just warp back to the reality. And then it's like, what's my first
You just
move?
waste it all.
Because it's 2 years before I like made a YouTube account, even if it sat vacant for 8 years. And it's like, I don't know. What do I got? I would probably just waste it all. No one would believe me. Start making see if I could buy Star Wars first.
Speaking of episode 3, I was watching the Film Threat review and I was just laughing. I can't wait.
Yeah. I said the goblins are Jews is the orcs in Lord of the Rings are black argument. That is like, wow, you got to be a racist motherfucker to point to like say that. Yeah. There was a Matrix Online and it was canon to the movies. Right. It was canon. They always said it was canon, and it was the continuation of the movies. It existed for 5 years with Sony Online, SOE.
I was super jealous.
It had it had devs at the time, at least for the first year or so, playing Morpheus and Niobe and several other real characters. And then eventually they lost funding on that. But then they had players that they hired basically to play. It was called the Leasig, the live events, whatever, where they played characters and all that. That was fun. Yeah. I was in E Pluribus Neo. We were a pro Neo group. And I always said Neo was alive. Shout out, I was correct, even if wasn't exactly correct on how they had him, but yeah, I was correct. And no, get ready for the 5th Matrix movie that's coming out. The first one is definitely worth it. First one is definitely worth it. Yeah, 100%.
And if you like it, then tread lightly. But yeah, Matrix is great.
Yeah, that's the weird thing, John, because if you're a Muggle, you're entire. If you're a Mudblood, you're the worst to them. And shout out, I can't say Mudblood without the algorithm getting upset. Muggles, they don't even look at as like human. And obviously only other wizards. They're super like genealogy and bloodlines. And they're super racist in that regard. They treat house elves like literal slaves and beat them and all that. But skin color amongst other wizards, they don't give a shit. And presumably homosexuality, they wouldn't give a shit about. Trans ideology? I don't know. I haven't seen that yet, thankfully. She hasn't put it out. But let's just say this. I didn't see Gandalf flouting about, prancing with he and Grindelwald never felt comfortable enough to come out to the wizard community and get married. And so Grindelwald used all that rage to go out and Himmler it. I was going to say Hitler. Well, there you go. That's Hitler it up too, basically. Parallels.
Oh. Not a dragon?
Yeah. Whew, weird. That's the real weird. Why don't you identify as a dragon?
Because he's not cool enough.
I've heard on good authority that dragons make everything better.
Yeah. Weird.
All right. So yeah, this article, power through. This article was hilarious because it was basically confirming everything we've been saying, hearing, all of us forever, is that, the whole stay alive until 2025 is very real. They know they're fucked. They know Rachel ruined it. They know no one cares about Black Captain America, Black Falcon Captain America. The Avatar thing got delayed. The only movie that will make money and that I'm excited about is Deadpool and Wolverine. But again, that's a holdover of the Fox movie. We're just saying goodbye. Won't change anything. You are like no lies detected. One of the last ones, he looked like this, and when they were like, well, how do you feel about Trump's conviction? He turned around, he gave a fucking smile. I almost thought I saw red, like the control lights, like the Reaper Shepherd. Yeah. it's interesting. It's interesting. I'm not saying that demons are puppeting him. I mean, well, I am saying that, but I meant hyperbole, not or hyperboil if you're Gary. This is the one that it's a rumor. But I hope it's not, and they deserve it. And a reminder that none of the companies that we love are the companies that we love. Rocksteady's not the Rocksteady that put out any of the Arkham games. They're all gone. Just like BioWare. Gone. Yes. Your sister Staffordshire McFarlane's gone. Yeah, and that's the face I make every time someone says, I told you about the time that the GameStop employee tried to talk me up with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and then like even his homie was laughing when I was like, well, what about this? What about that? I bet that microtransaction store worked, huh? Yeah, so it's looking like they would shutter it and then just move them to other divisions, which honestly, fine. What have you done for me lately? What have you done for me? Yeah. Oh my God. And I don't know if it was fake. It had to have been fake. Dear God, let it be fake, because if not, shit's about to get real. It was a pride flag that had a little, and not a midget, had a miniature on it, and it was oh fuck. Basically like age blindness. It was kids. It's fucking pedo shit. If that is a real flag, farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. And speaking of, sorry, I'm going to scroll down on this one. This is, here, let's just go. Much like Grums, I was looking forward to Dragon Age Dreadwolf, which they renamed to the Veil Guard. And this is the game director, Corinne Bush, trans woman, she, her, queerosexual gendermancer. Opinions are
I hate that, by the way.
That's sure. Of course you would, bigot.
Is it Boucher?
Black Lives Matter. Boucher. Jimmy Boucher.
Bobby Boucher.
I'm saying Bush.
Okay, because we know you have an issue with women's last names, right?
You couldn't possibly be referring to Mercanti. Let me see here. I'm going to see if I can find this vamp a little bit about what you think about Dragon Age. Have you played any of the Dragon Age games? I actually don't remember if you have. I think you maybe tried to play the first one.
I did, but I feel like when I tried to get into it, I want to say it was like Inquisition or the one before it. And so I just kept on living my life and not playing it. I think I was doing The Witcher instead. Play Ghost of Tsushima instead.
The Witcher. How's your Mass Effect playthrough going?
I was just gonna say, Steam told me I haven't played video games recently, so maybe I should remedy that. But I haven't played since that day. Shout out Deadpool.
Steam told you. All right, I can't find it, which probably means, dear God, let it be fake. All right, please, because that's the one thing where everyone will lose their shit.
They're real and they're spectacular.
All right. Shout out to Valiant Renegade for pointing out. Basically, Disney tried to cope and try to say, oh, we have 4.8 million views on just the first, and they don't stipulate whether it's the first two episodes or like 1 and 2 together, or either way, 4.8 million. But then Valiant Renegade goes on to point out that like that's not just like Disney Plus in California or something, or Disney Plus in America. That's worldwide. And worldwide, they have 150 million subscribers, which means that out of 150 million, only 4.8 million watch. And that's a horrible number. That is a lie. That is my dick is no, I'm trying to think of a bigger one. My dick is 12 inches when measured from the taint, or the gooch, if you will.
Don't you dare try to measure the gooch.
It's an obfuscation of the truth. Yes, it's a lie by omission. Yeah, because you're not really stating the full, like, how you're getting the stats. Oh my God.
Well, that's like what they were doing with the Doctor Who stats. They were saying that like it was getting from here and
where
there,
they were trying to say, even though they were half of everything before, they were trying to say that because they have the BBC player But then it's like, okay, so people aren't watching that because they're watching it on the BBC Player Live. But then you go and you look at the stats for that, and it's like, but it accounts for 15%. I'm not saying that that's not a sizable amount, but still, 15% ain't like 80%. Like, still, and it's still half comparable to last year. Even if you account for that 15%, it's still a substantial amount less. And what I think might also be, and this is our last video from today, and then we can start bashing Ahsoka for however longer we go. Ahsoka, Acolyte, A-names, horrible with them, and they're all the same and shite. All right. The Boys showrunner Eric Kripke basically pulled the, if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book, but said, go, it's literally verbatim, said, go watch something else. Just don't watch. That's what they do. They don't learn.
Fine by me.
Hey, look, he give me money. This is the first time. $5. You see the clip from the new Doctor? I have not. I'm gonna have to. I will have to look.
Watch it.
I mean, we'll get claimed. They claim it, but yeah, what specifically? And obviously, you don't have to super chat again. Just say what is the clip, and yeah, you find it. Find it right now and watch it. Mr.Techrat, if you want to find that out, whatever the newest clip that Dr. Nurse What has released. Oh, good. He's going to DM it to me. So like, that way I can play it on the actual spoiler, only Chrome tabs works for whatever reason. Only Chrome tab works for whatever reason. All right, but wait while we wait for that. Yeah. So Kripke has basically said what they all say, and don't watch. And the fun thing is he's really upset. He thinks that everyone likes Homelander, even though it's supposed to be a Trump analogy.
Erwin, are you referring to the? Is that
no,
the
I got it.
Rogue?
I got it. It's the
the Bridgerton episode.
Oh my! Oh yeah, is this is the one where everyone was white and it was supposed to be really weird? All right. And you were supposed to notice that it was weird and that's why it's racist? All right.
If you've got heartburn, nausea, indigestion.
Shout out, brother.
Oh, black tears.
I know. Such beautifulness.
Did he say I love you? Oh, yes.
Yes. Use tongue.
Put your finger in his asshole.
Pan down. I want to see what your hands are doing. Now cup the balls.
Put your hands up.
Oh, so beautiful. Stunning. I am both stunned and filled with bravery. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful. I feel, I'm going to just keep saying I for one. And
That's
again,
our quota for this month.
Bro, whatever. Good for you. I know that they're just sitting there jerking their tiny peepees to this. Like, oh, look what we've done. We've upset the bigots. Yeah.
Don't do that.
Look how upset we are. Bruh, we're busy being upset about Immaculate Conception. All right.
In space.
I see. That's the other thing. By the way, like before all the shit took over, I'm from California. Two dudes kissing doesn't faze me at all.
Nah.
I seen it all here. You really can't faze me. I worked in the kitchen industry. I've been said everything to. I've seen almost all of it. You can't faze. I don't care. That being said, I do care in the context of like supposed to be for kids and shit. Whatever. Don't see me watching it. Very funny. That was revenge for everyone calling me gay. But you are gay. Embrace your inner self.
It's all right,
Erwin.
buddy.
All right. We accept you.
We might love you more.
Yeah. We might. We probably won't, but we might. We might. I love you.
At face
just
value,
the way you
we'll appear to love you
are.
more.
There you go. And I'm now a paid employee. I'm a paid employee now.
What's
Isn't
that feel
nice?
like? Are you good?
You've been paid by me before, so you should know what it's feel like, and more than I have. And yes, it feels good. It feels good, and I'm bucking for a raise. Don't worry, I'll get us an F&T. I'll get us on F&T together, and I don't know how I can do it.
Hey, I'm just here to hang out with you.
You fucking liar. That's true, though. I have sex with women, relationships with men. I got news for you. That's gay. All right, I am closing that out, and I'm bringing it up. We are going to talk about everyone's favorite, the Acolyte, the Wackolite. By the way, that is Vernestra Rowe. That is what she looked like when she was young, before they decided that Leslie Headland's wife was going to play her. And so that's what she looked like before they made her bald and ugly and scary. And before that happened to her. It's been a hard life. Been a hard life from that to that. And what can I tell you? She's seen some shit. That. All right. You want to start on the first episode on your grievances, whatever sticks out to you?
I mean, it's the same as everybody else. We did talk about a lot of it. I mean, shit. It starts with the whole, like, the people in space thing. Yeah, robots. That's why you have an astromech, right?
Yeah, I resent the calling it mechanics. It's always been mechanics. Yes. First thing I noticed, of course, obligatory, her. But then her partner is, hey, at least not another light skin. At least they got a dark skin brother, right? But of course, that had to be that. And then I didn't even notice that it was literally a campfire swaying in the space wind. Bigot. Space bigot. Look up space statistics. Make that joke too. Yeah, that was all stupid. They sounded the Nemoidians. They took them. They should have sounded like this. And instead they sound like no accent white people. Or someone also said they maybe sound like they're Japanese, but with no accent. I was like, well, how the hell could you tell?
Well, they look different also. So it was off.
Yes, but that also I just account to they're pretty shitty at translating characters like they did with the Umbarans and like the Inquisitor, head Inquisitor in Kenobi looks nothing like the Umbaras in episode 3. So like that Bruce Spence plays patriarchy. Westward patriarchy made her go bald, fighting the patriarchy. Just she's just not very good at she gives off negative energy when she's on screen. They don't. Who is she? The one High Republic book I read, Yoda was on sabbatical, and so he was gone. Whatever the fuck that means. He was off meditating somewhere, and so he was gone through the whole book. So I guess that means that maybe she's the... So they got rid of essentially the male, the patriarchy, and she's now the Grand Jedi Master or the one in charge because Saul is still... he's subservient to her. And
the droid just bothers me because I love the droids in anything. I will watch a shitty Star Wars thing just to see what new droids. I love Chopper, for instance. That's one of my homies, right? Okay. Foul mouth little shit. Yeah. So why does this little thing? They're getting smaller, but they have way more functionality. Fire extinguisher. It's a welder. It's a friend and a companion.
Yeah.
God bless.
Shout out to the future. Yeah, no, she does a couple things with it. And yes, the obligatory, why do they have the same haircut? Are they human? Is this another species where they have the same, but it's like the predator dreads? I don't know. A little convenient. Bad writing. And yeah, the droid, it was like, oh, they failed because I don't give a shit about it. Is it a side appliance? Is it a full-on? She's separating it. She's using it as torches.
It's her little. Again, it's like the one that what's her name had in. It was Leia, right? As a kid, in the last, she had her little robot. It's the same thing.
By the way, I would love a rule of two. A rule of two with Bane and Zatanna, who shout out has she's used a whip and she had a double-bladed lightsaber. Like I've got pictures of her with both, and I think they did. It's the weird thing where like Lucasfilm had the story and all that, and then Disney sort of redid them, released some of the things. So some of it's that would be the problem. There's some things Disney did it would be hard to excise out of. That because that rule of two, it used to be just Bane made that, and then they sort of retconned it a little bit, where it was Bane got the rule of two from Darth Revan's holocron, Sith holocron that he made while he was a Sith, which I sort of like because I'm a Darth Revan fanboy. That's fine. a Bane movie, a Sith movie, and I was excited for the Acolyte when I heard it was just going to be about like the Sith, because I thought it was decent, and then of course you find out who the hell actually was in charge of it, and it's like, oh shit, why? So yeah, we got through all of that. She's captured. Was there anything else that struck out of you?
You know what? What's his name? The dude who he comes to pick her up.
Saul?
Jord?
Oh, yeah, sorry, Jord.
Jord?
Yeah, Jord Vandar and his apprentice. I forget what the hell her name is, but yeah.
I had more of a problem with him the whole time. Just way too
look at Nerd Wars knows it now.
Yeah, he got it. It way too, like, I don't know, straight edge, stern. I hate it.
He's a by the book, which
no, I get it.
I was fine. Yeah.
But like real gripes, nothing else so far.
Yeah, and their outfits, it's like, yeah, that's how they look in the High Republic, and the High Republic didn't resonate with anyone. Like it didn't sell. I read that first book. I tried and I bounced the fuck out, dude. It's just not good. I don't like their version of Jedi, which they're assholes, and I don't know. I just don't like what they did with it. And yeah, I'm totally buying that Revan outfit. Still on pre-order, so I haven't been able to buy it yet. Excuse me, I'm dying. All right, yeah. You gonna miss Carrie-Anne Moss?
Yes. Be frankly honest, I wanted to see more.
Flashbacks?
No. I didn't want to see more of her murdering someone's mom.
We got flashbacks coming. But other than that, yeah, no, she is here. This is we got this scene coming up where we find out exactly what happens on Brandok, and you can see there's Saul and Dara, whatever the fuck, the Ryan Kinnell Jedi who's super young here, and they got with the horrible beard and all that. They're Wookiee Jedi.
So this is just like what we did in Kandahar, and we can't talk about it. It's coming back to haunt us.
Yeah. When you say that Wookiees are crimers and he gives you this look, like, what did he say about me? They can't swim, by the way.
I just see Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah. How'd you feel about Daphne Keene's Jeckie?
Not a single problem as far as I can think.
Really? You don't think her constantly second guessing Jord?
No.
But you don't like Jord, so you were happy.
Well, no. I think I could be wrong. I think you made this mention that it seems like they were neck and neck in school, for instance, and he level jumped and she's sour about it, even though she may be smarter than him.
That's the interesting dynamic. Clearly, they were Padawans at the same time, and he got Jedi Knighthood before her, and yet somehow she keeps getting depicted as being smarter than him, even though. So it's like, well, whatever, bitch. I got it first. That being said, he would have checked her, like, especially being that by the book. And yeah, I think Master Saul would have checked her, like, hey, don't speak down to a knight like that. Like, yeah, but that's them not understanding dynamics of Jedi. And yeah, I like some of I did like when she called Saul on, like, basically like, you sort of got an attachment there. Why do you still have that? And then he countered, which was bullshit, but it was still a nice counter of, like, got to reflect on past things. It's like, okay, you have attachments. And yeah, what are you talking about, John? We're straight white males. They were in the prison. They were all the fucked up criminals with the McCann and all the tech. It's fine. Cyborg is a thing there, but yeah, Padawan Karen with that horrible haircut. Do you have any theories? On who this is?
I did. And forgive me that it was literally just to cause a problem, but I like your theory better. I made the joke that it's going to be the real father that they tried to push out of her lives, but I like your theory better.
Oh, but my theory is so much worse if it turns out to be true.
Yeah, but it'll be perfect, especially if they drop the line.
So my theory is that despite what they've said about their mother or mothers being dead, I think that one of their mothers,
Yes.
and the other one who is dead is, of course, the Sith Lord, so that when they show up, shout out, she can go, I am your mother.
Because May's also dead, right?
Right. Exactly. And what we were talking about earlier is I think that May and Osha, oh my God. So it's like it won't just be one woman. They're going to do immaculate conception between two Force witches, and they're both going to be pregnant, one with a twin. It's my put it in an envelope.
Each one has a kid. I like that idea better.
By the way, that's for sure. Immaculate conception is coming. We're going to find out that these twins came from two Force witches using the Force to create them.
Because they pulled on the string the right way.
Obviously, the scissoring is a joke, but then it's not fucking a joke because we literally heard that they hired an intimacy coordinator for this show. And yes,
it's too sexual
in the Force. So the visions that she's seeing, we both think the other one's dead, even though it's made to look like it's May sending the visions. No. The visions, just like Snoke manipulated Kylo to have visions, they're going to do sequel trilogy shit and use the dyad to explain it. That's where those visions come from. That's where those visions. I know Ryan from Arc Outpost, it's the only other one, like basically in our sphere that like I know knows his shit. He says like it doesn't necessarily have to be that, and it doesn't. It could just be visions from the Force, but it's probably Smilo Ren, as they're calling it, messing around. And apparently the Force isn't going to be big gay. It's going to be yes, but gay, a big lesbian specifically. It's specifically to female only, because obviously two gay men wouldn't be able to do this because they don't have the proper. Maybe they could have a tank and a test tube baby and think really hard over it and do some gay jizz magic with it. I don't know.
Men are not strong enough mentally, physically, or emotionally.
Well, a male presenting Jedi would never be able to understand the Force. Yeah, this fight, super lackluster. The fights, you could tell that Carrie Ann was just like, let me just film this shit so I can go do my next movie. Yeah. It just sits there in a for some reason just sits there in a bar and then doesn't pop up the second she starts assaulting people. May, yeah, I don't know. It's a thing. It can make you fly, I believe. If you think happy thoughts, you have to at the time. No. That's a different thing. Don't do that. At this point, the Force is a euphemism. Yeah. That's the other thing is make up your fucking mind, because with Ahsoka, they just showed, it doesn't matter how many midichlorians you have. Anyone can do it if you try hard enough. And it's like, well, that's sort of not how the Force works at all. George specifically, and I'll fight Gary on this any day. Ryan had this argument with him too. It's just Gary just doesn't like midichlorians no matter how they're explained. He thinks it ruins everything. Personally, I don't. I think it's the barest bones scientific explanation for how Jedi find potential Force users and or rate them on a scale of potential power. All midichlorians are the the organic explanation of how we commune with the Force, but it exists without it. And everyone has midichlorians because, as Qui-Gon says, life could not exist without them. That's why whatever dumb shit they're going to say about the Force being female was like, no. Symbiotic relationship. Anyway, it's just the barest bones explanation, but it sort of needed to be. So I don't have a problem with it. I don't know. It's still, you still can't quantify or explain what the Force is beyond an energy field. All it is a physical way to, George clearly thought they were necessary. And I guess that's where I'm getting to. He clearly thought they were necessary. And so there you go. He explained it. It's just supposed to be like mitochondrial DNA. It's just a little physical thing. And apparently it's still magical, because how the fuck do you explain the connections in like the rocks and the trees? I guess that all has organic compounds, but even Kreia in the second one, which I guess we should talk about this. I actually did not mean to set that up, but Kreia in the second one says that in the droids there are echoes, like that even the droid, but then you could just say, well, the droids are made of physical metal, and even in that it's all organic. Whatever. Yeah, Leslie Headland. This is terrifying. She wants her hands on. Thank God she's skipping that first one. She wants to get her hands on the fucking second one. And Gray is one of my favorite characters because she hates the Force. She wants to get rid of it. So very interesting ideas, but it's like, oh man, if Leslie gets a hold of her, and yeah, by the way, if anything is going to be non-binary, it would be the Force. It has no gender whatsoever. It is an energy force. It clearly reacts with us, and it has a will. And then that goes into, see, it breaks down further into the living force and the unifying force. The living force is the like present in the moment, you know, using force powers on each other, the actual straight up interaction. And then the unifying force is the grander, like will, seeing the future, all that cosmic shit. Either way, it can get exhausting. Shout out creativity. Anyone who knows Kreia is a true well, thank you, sir. Yeah, no, Kreia and her with the Jedi exile, Mitra Surik, who followed Revan. Great, talk about PTSD and cutting herself off from the Force. Yeah, really good, really interesting with wounds in the Force. Events so horrible in the Star Wars galaxy that it can cut off people. Like you go there and you can't hear the Force at all because it's so fucked up. But yeah, hold on.
Same.
Yeah, Miss the Force spiritual, and yes, the World Between Worlds. You can thank Dave Filoni than that. That was all shit that he added on extra. And this from the Force is more spiritual, and it still sort of should be, still can be.
I was gonna say the Highlander one. Yeah,
I understand, but that would be, I think, a more apt description where that would be if we found out that Jedi and the Force was all created in a laboratory by the Rakata like 30,000 years ago or some dumb shit like that. It's still mystical, still can't explain what it is, where it's from, excuse me, why the Yuzang Vong aren't affected by it, don't have metachlorians, how that's even possible. It's still mysterious, but I get it. Shout out. At least Gary still thinks Star Wars, like the prequel trilogies, counts as Star Wars. So, because it does. Sequel trilogy doesn't. Did your word get on? Yes, it did. They played it. We played it earlier. Everyone seemed to enjoy it. So shout out Danky and Krista Nova. Krista Nova. Excuse me. I'm dying. Every time I cough, that's your cue to say something filler, even if it's unimportant.
I too have been coughing, and my mic has been on mute quite a bit.
Fucking horrible. 26%, by the way, if you're wondering, on this Acolyte. It has not gotten better.
Well, that's because we're misogynist bigots.
It helps that they told us that ahead of time before the series ever came out. Go ahead and alienate your audience. Let's see. What are all critics? Oh, see, all critics 91, top critics 75. Okay. 26%. That is going to plummet to 13%. Oh, no. When the third episode happens and they hit the shit, tank. And not that Concorde tank.
Hey, wait, I was gonna say, maybe if enough of this happens, it'll kind of be like the, I believe I can fly kind of thing. I'll start working.
Everyone has been doing either Vader or Luke shit. Like Ahsoka just did a bunch of things that Luke should have done. I thought she was doing like a Tyler Durden Fight Club. I want you to hit me as hard as you can. Instead of fight me with all of your strength. And I was like,
I'm gonna kick your bubble.
How that worked again. Indara would have just grabbed her, forced stasis, put her down on her knees, giggity, and like disarmed her, thrown her weapons up into the air and like had them nail into the ceiling or something. But as they pointed out today on F&T, the characters can only be as smart as the writer. So yeah. Predictions besides Force scissoring. See, the thing is, we know there's going to be Force scissoring, and we know they're going to call the Force the thread.
Yeah.
And that Force could be female, whatever. We have no idea what's going to happen in the next 4. So any other predictions? Gray would have been forced.
So I heard somebody say, wouldn't it be fun if there wasn't twins? It was the same person, maybe with a mental problem, but other people have seen the two.
Talk about fight clubbing it.
Yeah. No, man. It's at the end they're gonna save each other and then they're gonna be happy again.
They're gonna say "Let It Go." They're gonna sing "Let It Go" together.
Oh wait, there are the 3 of them. That's their mother, right?
I think it's a female character. Yeah.
They're gonna do a kumbaya thing. They're all gonna pull on their threads at the same time, and they're gonna bring the other mother back to life.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think this mother and
Yes, yes.
I think they're both still alive, much like May was still alive, and this will, and they're just gonna have one happy lesbian family, and
I think they should call it gay retards in space.
There you go.
Right.
This is literally what it would be, and yeah, because DEI finds a way. DEI finds a way. Yeah, it's gonna be retarded. And the sad thing is, out of 30,000 years of history, just keep going to this one. But no matter the rub with that is, no matter where they went, it would be horrible. So, yeah, I think. Is there anything else other than that? I think we can call it.
No, that was it. I mean, like you said, essentially this started because we would do this. We would call each other and be like, Jesus Christ, did you see what they did? And so we figured, we'll just start a show. And we are now 25 weeks later. Oh no, he boomered.
What?
Were you speaking or were you just mouthing?
I was speaking, yeah.
Oh,
I'm
you
not
were muted.
muted.
I didn't hear you.
Well, that's weird. Yeah, no, we 25 episodes. We'll keep going. I see no reason this won't go until 100. Unless we spontaneously die, World War III, some shit like that. Everyone super checks out.
Cross your fingers. Could be better, could be worse. That's why we have physical media now. We can sit in a cave somewhere and watch Seinfeld.
I say could be worse. My nose could be streaming blood. Live stream masters now. No, we're getting there. We're getting there. Definitely finding the flows. 25 on this one, and then we've got Badger Cast, which is going to hit 10 episodes. Because someone doesn't like to count, I've lost count of how many nerd rages or tism zones or 1v1, whatever the
and
fuck.
how many things you've shown up on other channels.
Oh yeah, and
you're out there, baby.
You're out there, living every minute of it.
Yep.
So, all right, guys, thank you very much. Shout out to Lod for the 5 words, who is streaming right now, and we are going to raid.
Absolutely.
Member message. Thank you.
I'm working on
it. And this guy for making us all watch a very gay clip, which I'm sure we'll have to watch more. So there you go. Go raid Leon. Say Badger raid. And there you go. We're at 41. Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's wild.
All right, guys. We will see you next Friday. But before that, we'll see you tomorrow on Nerd Wars channel for the Saturday show. Dear God. 10 a.m. my time PST, because no sleep for the Badger.
Nah, you'll be fine.
1 o'clock God time Eastern. All right. Everyone, we'll see you over on Leon's channel. Fully transitioned. Say hi to the bird. All right. Bye, guys.